الحمد لله الحمد لله خالق الوجود من العدم وجاعل النور من الظلم ومخرج الصبر من الألم فملك التوبة على الندم فنشكره على المصائب كما نشكره على النعم ونصلي على رسوله الأكرم ذي الشرف الأشم والنور الأتم والكتاب المحكم وكمال النبيين والخاتم سيد ولد آدم الذي بشر به عيسى بن مريم ودعا لبعثته إبراهيم عليه السلام حين كان يرفع قواعد بيت الله المحرم فصلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى أتباعه خير الأمم الذين بارك الله بهم كافة الناس العرب منهم والعجم. فالحمد لله الذي نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله تعالى من شرور أنفسنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن سيدنا ومولانا محمدا عبده ورسوله. أما بعد فقد قال جل وعلا في كتابه العزيز وفرقانه الحميد بعد أن أقول أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم مثل الذين حملوا التوراة ثم لم يحملوها كمثل الحمار يحمل أسفارا بئس مثل القوم الذين كذبوا بآيات الله والله لا يهدي القوم الظالمين. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. اللهم لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما. Allah Azza wa Jal in the Quran refers to himself as Rabbun Nas, the caretaker of mankind. When he refers to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he says Kaffatan linnas, sufficient for mankind. And when he refers to his book, his Quran, he says Hudan linnas, it is absolute guidance for mankind. And the Quran is such a book that the Quraysh could not replicate the unique style nor the message of the Quran. They were baffled, they were amazed by the literacy and the uniqueness of the Quran. And they made multiple attempts to bring forward something equivalent to the Quran, where Allah Azza wa Jal multiple times in the Quran poses this challenge to the Quraysh. قُلْ لَئِنِ اجْتَمَعَتِ الْإِنسُ وَالْجِنُّ عَلَىٰ أَنْ يَأْتُوا بِمِثْلِ هَذَا الْقُرْآنِ لَا يَأْتُونَ بِمِثْلِهِ وَلَوْ كَانَ بَعْضُهُمْ لِبَعْضٍ ظَهِيرًا. That tell the insan and jinnat, لَئِنِ اجْتَمَعَتِ الْإِنسُ وَالْجِنُّ, if everybody was to gather, عَلَىٰ أَنْ يَأْتُوا بِمِثْلِ هَذَا الْقُرْآنِ, and they were to embark upon this mission, that I will bring something equivalent to the Quran, even a surah equivalent to the Quran, لَا يَأْتُونَ بِمِثْلِهِ, they will not be able to bring forward anything equivalent to the Quran. وَلَوْ كَانَ بَعْضُهُمْ لِبَعْضٍ ظَهِيرًا, even if they were to be assisting each other. The word ظَهِير comes from the word ظَهر, means back. So if you have a friend who failed in school, what do when he's crying? You tap him on the back and you say, don't worry, it'll be okay, you have a second chance. So multiple attempts after attempts. If you were to try to bring something equivalent to the Quran, you will not be able to do so. And they failed dismally and miserably in so many of their attempts, that they failed so many times that they were compelled to admit Tanzilun min ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, that this is not inspired by any mortal, by any human being. This is from Allah Azza wa Jal himself. And what I want to do with you with the few moments that I have here today is reflect upon our relationship and our interaction with the Quran. And what is the purpose of the revelation of the Quran itself? But before I do that, I want to mention this verse which I recited from the Quran in Surah Al-Jumu'ah, where Allah Azza wa Jal makes mention of the previous nation and their relationship with their book. What does Allah say? مَثَلُ الَّذِينَ حُمِّلُوا التَّوْرَاةَ. Allah strikes a similitude for us to reflect upon. And He refers to the people of the Torah. ثُمَّ لَمْ يَحْمِلُوهَا كَمَثَلِ الْحِمَارِ يَحْمِلُ أَسْفَارًا. They used to carry the Torah around. And some of the narrations, the tafsir, it is mentioned, Imam Al-Razi mentioned, that it refers to the Jews of Medina. They used to carry out the Torah in the outskirts of Medina, taking pride that Allah has granted them with a book like Torah. كَمَثَلِ الْحِمَارِ يَحْمِلُ أَسْفَارًا. But they used to neglect the meaning that lies within the Torah. And Allah compares them to a donkey. It doesn't matter if you put gold, if you put money, if you put book, if you put silver on top of a donkey's back. As it's walking, things will fall off. It will not recognize its value. And Allah strikes a similitude to those people that they used to carry out the Torah, but they used to neglect its meaning. Is just like putting anything on a donkey's back. It will never understand the value. Aren't you and I the ones who put the Quran on the highest shelves of our homes and it accumulates dust? But very seldom do we actually pick up that Quran and we reflect and we read that Quran. Throughout the year, it accumulates dust on our shelves. But we respect it, just like they used to respect it. So it is as if Allah is speaking about them, but indirectly Allah is speaking about us again. Because you and I don't reflect upon the book of Allah Azza wa Jal. And I'd like to share with you 4 interactions to narrow it down to the average Muslim ummah of their interaction with the Quran. Often the Quran is only recited for special occasions. So if there's a marriage ceremony going on, a shaykh or an imam comes, the brothers sit up, the sisters maybe tighten up their hijab, and they're like, you know what, stop the music because the qari is about to recite some Quran, the shaykh or the imam is about to recite some Quran. Let's all listen attentively. So Quran has become something for special occasions. The second interaction that we have with Quran is when someone is sick and we've tried out all the doctors and all the specialists. And you know what they do? Let's bring the imam or the shaykh or the qari. And Allah speaks about this in the Quran. قِيلَ مَنْ رَاقٍ. You bring the raqi in. So now someone's going to recite Surah Yasin or some surah, so that it may be a means of a blessing for this person. Maybe they may be in their sakarat, in their last moment, in their fatal illness. So let's recite some Quran for that person. So the first category are those which is special occasion. The second is for a sick person or a specific scenario where Quran will be recited. The third are those people who actually regularly recite Quran. Throughout the day, throughout their lives, in the morning they recite Surah Yasin, at night they recite Surah Al-Mulk. They have an interaction with the Quran on a daily basis. But the question that you and I need to ask ourselves, am I living up to the expectation of the purpose of the Quran being revealed? Allah Azza wa Jal within the Quran says, كِتَابٌ أَنزَلْنَاهُ إِلَيْكَ مُبَارَكٌ, that we have revealed upon them such a book that is blessed. You know, when something has blessing, the blessings of that linger down upon. It flows. لِيَدَّبَّرُوا آيَاتِهِ, so that you may reflect and contemplate upon its verses. وَلِيَتَذَكَّرَ أُولُو الْأَلْبَابِ, and this is nothing but a reminder for those people who are albab, for those people who have intellect. So the purpose of the Quran is not for chants. The purpose of the Quran is just not recital, but the purpose of the Quran is to reflect upon the Quran. And under this verse, some of the scholars say that the Quran is relevant for every time and age. You know, often people ask a question that, does the Quran speak about modern science? Does it speak about architect? Yes, it does. Does it speak about science? وَالشَّمْسُ تَجْرِي لِمُسْتَقَرٍّ لَهَا ذَلِكَ تَقْدِيرُ الْعَزِيزِ الْعَلِيمِ وَالْقَمَرَ قَدَّرْنَاهُ مَنَازِلَ. Yes, it speaks about the sun rotating and the moon rotating. It speaks about some aspects. But was that the purpose of the Quran being revealed? So it speaks about science and architect and design? The purpose of Quran being revealed was to speak about the human nature. 1400 years ago, 4,000 years ago, there was greedy people. We still have greedy people here till today. 5,000 years ago, there was people who had anger management issue. The Quran speaks about that. Hundreds of years ago, there was people who used to kill each other, who used to rob, who used to steal, who used to distort. And the Quran speaks about that. Because remember, technology and science is always changing, but the human nature always remains the same. And that's the purpose of the Quran. It's a timeless book. It was revealed so that you and I interact with it and learn the lessons that lie within this book. And this Ramadan, again, Allah Azza wa Jal introduces the month of Ramadan as the purpose of the month of Ramadan is so that we recite Quran. What does Allah Azza wa Jal say? شَهْرُ رَمَضَانَ الَّذِي أُنزِلَ فِيهِ الْقُرْآنِ. The month of Ramadan is the month in which the Quran was revealed. The object here is the Quran. The celebration of the month of Ramadan is that you and I recite Quran. And one of the things I like to mention, which is very important, often within the month of Ramadan, we do join Salatul Taraweeh and we join the Khatmul Quran. But each and every single person needs to have their own interaction in their personal relationship with the Quran. Yes, that's one thing as reciting as Jama'ah, but we need to have that personal interaction with the book of Allah Azza wa Jal. I pray to Allah Azza wa Jal that He gives us the ability to build that interaction and to be people of tadabbur and tafakkur and contemplate and reflect over the book of Allah Azza wa Jal. May Allah Azza wa Jal accept from us and make us from Ahlul Quran on the Day of Judgment. Two important announcements, inshallah. ICNA Relief is here outside, which people can give their donations and their zakah. They support the local people here in this country. So please, inshallah, support them when exiting out. And another very important announcement, tonight, inshallah, will be the first of Salatul Taraweeh. Salatul Isha will begin at 9 p.m. Those brothers who live in this locality, inshallah, we humbly request that everyone comes early for Salah and makes accommodation for everyone. May Allah Azza wa Jal accept us and give us the ability to worship Him in the best capacity on this blessed month. Wa sallallahu wa barika ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. ألا إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله تعالى من شرور أنفسنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن سيدنا ومولانا محمدا عبده ورسوله إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على محمد عبدك ورسولك وصل على المؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات وبارك على محمد وأزواجه وذريته قال النبي صلى الله تعالى عليه وسلم أرحم أمتي بأمتي أبو بكر وأشدهم في أمر الله عمر وأصدقهم حياء عثمان وأقضاهم علي وفاطمة سيدة نساء أهل الجنة رضي الله تعالى عنها وعنهم اللهم انصر المسلمين في كل مكان اللهم انصر المسلمين في كل مكان اللهم انصر من نصر دين محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وجعلنا منهم ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار ربنا لا تجعلنا فتنة للقوم الظالمين ونجنا برحمتك من القوم الكافرين اللهم تقبل صلاتنا اللهم تقبل قيامنا اللهم تقبل ركوعنا كما تقبلت من عبادك الصالحين سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين أقم الصلاة. Brothers, please humbly move forward inshallah and make accommodation for those brothers who are standing outside.